Hi, welcome to J&A Exposing a Hostile, Unsafe Working Environment at Sunline Transit Agency. My name is Anthony. I am protected under Labor Code 232.5, Labor Code 6310, and my First Amendment right, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, and I'm protected under MMBA, Myers-Mills-Brown Act. Welcome. Welcome to this late night podcast. Welcome. Okay, we got some facts for tonight, this late night podcast. The general manager of Sunline Transit Agency has no experience with fixed route transit service. According to public records, she started her transit career as a parts maintenance clerk for paratransit vehicles and moved up the ranks to director of paratransit service. And then deputy chief. That's why she doesn't care about reliable fixed route public transportation. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do. As her team has become accustomed to ignoring the issues around reliability, efficiency, if the fixed route system and the health and safety of operators and passengers, recommendations conduct a background employment check on Lauren Skyver. Capabilities of really being able to run this ship before it sinks. Also request a running time performance report for every month and for a year for each route. Remove the hydrogen buses from service until they can figure out what's wrong with them. Also remove the split runs, the bus schedules, and more running time on these long routes. Fact, Sunline's fare boxes are way past their useful life. That's probably why all the buses are running late. By the time they put those all that change in the fare box, when they could be tap and go. So way past their useful life and need to be upgraded and replaced with a newer tapless system. Recommendation, ask Lauren and her management staff when the fare box were last upgraded and what's the plan to replace them with new technology. Fact, the bus seats and both fixed route, the bus seats from both fixed route and paratransit vehicles need to be replaced. Recommendation, ask Lauren and her management staff what the plan is to replace these seats. According to the Federal Transit Administration, FTA, the useful life for fixed route buses is 12 years and 250,000 miles, whatever comes first. FTA useful life for a paratransit vehicle is 4 years or 100,000 miles. Recommendation, ask Lauren and her management team for the useful life report for the entire fleet. A fare box useful life is half the cycle for paratransit vehicles and fixed route buses. Recommendation, ask the fare box technician or bus operators the functionality of these fare boxes, and ask Lauren and her team for a metrics on how often fare box jams go down. This does not apply when Sunline was giving free rides during COVID. Don't try to add that. So all these capital projects should have come before the purchase of vehicles for Lauren and her chief of staff, solar carports for the administration parking lot and the recreation park and garden for administration building staff. Recommendation, pull the cost for these unnecessary projects so you can see how taxpayers' money is being spent. Fact, Lauren has wasted time and taxpayers' money on these $1 million hydrogen and leadership facility projects when a study should have been performed to see if the hydrogen buses were sustainable and this leadership school was warranted. Sunline wants to blow taxpayers' money on building a West Coast Center of Zero Excellence for zero emissions to teach other transit providers how to focus on fueling stations and not public transportation. Funny, when Sunline has been operating hydrogen buses since early 2000, and yet our own mechanics have never been given the opportunity to learn the mechanical skills to fix these FC buses. Instead, Lauren outsources the work to an outside company. That's fact. Recommendation: ask Lauren for an invoice report that outlines the costly repairs of these hydrogen buses in the last year. We're only going to go back 1 year. Make it easy. Too many toes. Also, consider investing in staff that aren't Lauren's gym buddies and survey the mechanics, other Sunline staff, to see if they would be interested in learning more about hydrogen buses. Then send them to class. Fact: solar panel carports were installed for every parking space at the administration building when operators, mechanics, facility, and paratransit reservations are forced to park outside the gate due to lack of parking spaces to accommodate the number of employees driving the system, working in maintenance and operation building. The limited parking that we do have has no shade. It sure doesn't. Only the White House has shade. Recommendation: ask Lauren and her management staff when they plan to add more parking spaces with solar carports to accommodate the large number of employees that work in the field in the operation and maintenance building. Fact: no electric charging stations were no electric charging stations were not installed with the construction of the new operation building. Operators, mechanics, facility, and paratransit reservationists who have electric cars are unable to bring their vehicle to work due to lack of accommodations. Recommendation: ask Lauren and her management staff when they plan on adding more charging stations to take effect. For us, operators. Another thing, when they built this new building for the operation, they didn't take into account that there might be 2 males wanting to use the restroom there, and with 1 stall. They have many of restrooms, but they all seem to be under locked doors. I thought this was an operation building, not a management building. We have a huge management building. We call it the White House, but yet on our side, they have other individuals there that all the restrooms are on lock and key. So that was a very, very, very poor design, and that just showed the appreciation and safety of operation. They didn't allow us to go to the mechanics building to use the restroom, or the White House HR department. I mean, they wanted for us to stay in our own departments, but yet we don't have the restrooms. What a poor design. That shows some sort of appreciation. Thank you, Lauren. That's all I have for tonight. This is J&A, and I'm out. Boom, my views and only my views. Goodbye.